Good morning, everybody. Ali Duzette here, medical intuitive and astrologer. And guys, I prepared a whole thing for you yesterday, and uh, then my kids were crazy, and I'm solo parenting this week. My husband's on a business trip. It's been crazy. So, anyway, here we go. How will Venus in Sagittarius affect your life? Venus will be in Sagittarius from November the 15th of 2022, which is yesterday, and then it will stay there until December the 9th, 2022. Okay. Venus governs love, romance, money, and relationships. It is the quintessential feminine energy, and that is what makes it linked to money because feminine energy is receptive energy, it is receiving, and money is something that we all desire to receive, I think. At least most of us desire that to some extent. And so that's why Venus goes with money because you have to receive it, you can't just like get money from nowhere. Money is a symbol of value, and it's a symbol of that the fact that other people have valued something that you have contributed to the planet, and so you receive through that Venus energy. Venus governs romance and relationships. It rules both Taurus and Libra. Okay, so if you are a Taurus or if you are a Libra, if you have a lot of Taurus or Libra in your chart, then Venus is going to be extra important to you in your normal life. Wherever Venus is in the chart at any given moment, that's going to have a little bit of an extra oomph as far as how it affects you personally. Taurus governs values and worth and self-worth and money, and then Libra deals with one-on-one relationships, marriage and beauty and partnerships. And so Venus has the flavor of both of these things, that values and worth, self-worth, one-on-one relationships, marriage, beauty. So wherever Venus is in a chart, we're going to be dealing with all of these kinds of energies, and we will view it in different ways depending on where Venus is in the chart. Sagittarius is an adventurer energy. These are some words that came to my mind about Sagittarius. It's kind of a hippie, a wanderer. It's really into exploration. Now, again, not all Sagittarius people are hippies, of course. That doesn't make any sense. And many of them have no interest in actually traveling in real life in their bodies. But Sagittarius is the adventuring energy that values an expansion of horizons, whatever that means to that person. Okay, so for some people, it's going to be they might be really athletic and want to explore the beyond the horizons of their physical abilities, or higher learning and knowledge. A college professor could be a Sagittarius energy where it's wanting to expand the horizon mentally, right? Or spiritually. A spiritual leader could be a Sagittarius or have a lot of Sagittarius energy as it's expanding horizons spiritually. And then, of course, the physical manifestation of expanding horizons would be to literally take a sabbatical to India, literally travel to Italy, literally like travel the world. These are my favorite. Go back. Ms. Frizzle from the Magic School Bus. To me, she embodies that Sagittarius energy because Sagittarius is both into higher level learning and fun at the same time. And Ms. Frizzle is telling you everything you need to know about science, and she's putting on a matching dress, and she just looks fabulous while she does it. Super great. Yes, Ms. Frizzle is super Sagittarius energy. The spirit of Christmas is also a representation of Sagittarius energy, right? At Christmas time, what are we going to do? For the Christians of us out there, probably we're going to read some Luke 2. We're going to probably ponder the importance of Jesus Christ and the atonement and think about the doctrinal reasons why we celebrate Christmas. And we're probably going to put up a Christmas tree. We're going to sing. We might get a little Christmas sweater on, and we're going to have a ton of fun. And so Sagittarius is that kind of marriage between that higher learning, that science, that spirituality, philosophy, religion, college level learning, plus so much fun. So here we have Venus in Sagittarius. It started yesterday. It's going to go on for a little while here. So this is the kind of energy that this is going to bring to everybody in the whole world, although how it shows up for everybody is going to depend on what's going on in their own natal chart. And as a reminder, the natal chart For a free natal chart, I always recommend illuxology.com, ILLUXOLOGY.com, to run just a free chart. And that chart is run through Astro Charts. And I don't always love all of their calculations, but they're pretty good. For a free chart, it's good. So I recommend going there. Okay, Venus in Sagittarius. These are some things that go along with that. Natural optimism, especially around money and relationships. Sagittarius can be a pretty optimistic energy as a default setting. It's the spirit of Christmas, you know, it's Ms. Frizzle. All aboard. Is that what she says on the Magic School Bus? Anyway. Okay, Venus in Sagittarius needs freedom, especially in relationships. It can be hard for a Venus in Sagittarius energy to feel comfortable, truly settling down, or like it doesn't want to feel trapped. You know, there's no reason why it can't be a monogamous energy, but it just doesn't, it can't feel trapped. That's really the big issue with Venus in Sagittarius. It values honesty and integrity. It discovers its self-worth through exploration, you know, through trying new things. One of its big jobs is to expand horizons in relationships. While Venus is transiting Sagittarius, one thought that came into my mind is that this might be a good time to start a new business or to start a new venture, because Venus governs money and Sagittarius is so explorative and optimistic and free-spirited. It just hit me like this might be a really powerful couple of weeks where if you've been thinking about starting something new to make money, this might be a great time to do it, or at least to get your brain really thinking about that, because you have a lot of support for some new things, trying new things, exploring new things. Venus in Sagittarius can be an excessive and overindulgent energy. Venus governs Taurus, of course, and Taurus is a little bit famous at times. I mean, not all Tauruses have like overeating problems, but that is a problem that can be common with Taurus because it loves comfort. Venus loves comfort, loves to be comfortable. And what is more comforting than eating a bunch of very delicious food? And so, or, you know, Venus also likes to look good because it governs beauty. And so this excessiveness and overindulgence can show up in food. It can show up in, you know, clothes. It can show up in basically how we spend our money, because Venus is going to be both how we make our money and also how we spend our money. And so where are we, how are we doing this? And are we being excessive or overindulgent? Those are some questions to just have in the back of our minds as we're making purchases this month. And I have to tell you this stupid story. I just went to the IFA. I have a bunch of chickens and I had to go get some chicken stuff. And I usually just buy normal chicken stuff, you know, just like cheap, normal stuff. But I passed a box for a chicken activity center. It's a playground for chickens, guys. It's like $150. And I feel like an idiot because I want it. I like want it so bad. Oh, I just want to buy a playground for chickens. Like what? And I thought, oh, this is Venus and Sagittarius energy. Like, like how excessive? I don't know, but I might do it anyway, just because I want to. So there you go. Because right now we have this invitation to be big, bright, and bold. Those are the words that go along with Venus in Sagittarius. Big, bright, bold. Shine. You are allowed to shine, especially now. Don't forget to find me on Facebook. Okay. What do you natally have in Sagittarius? Whatever you have in Sagittarius is going to be influenced by Venus from now until December the 9th of 2022. So I'm just going to read these to you, but you can pull up your own natal chart and then pause on these things and see what comes up. And they all are pretty similar because it's just going to be how Venus is going to affect the same areas of your life, and it's just going to depend on what planet is going off in your chart, if that makes sense. So if your natal sun is in Sagittarius, you're probably going to experience some level of transformation of your sense of self and self-worth through your relationships, exploration, travel, and money. With your natal moon in Sagittarius, you'll probably experience some transformation of your emotions and your intuition related to relationships, exploration, travel, and money. If your natal ascendant is in Sagittarius, you may experience some transformation of how you interface with the world through relationships, exploration, travel, and money. Basically, all of this comes back to relationships, exploration, travel, and money. So with the natal Mercury in Sagittarius, we're going to see transformations of your mental processes and how you communicate with others. And that will really show up through your relationships, exploration, travel, and money. Natal Venus in Sagittarius actually means that you're having your Venus return. So congratulations. This happens about, I think about every 18 months. Yeah, that's about right. About every 18 months, you will have your Venus return. And so if you have a natal Venus in Sagittarius, your natural gifts from Venus in Sagittarius are going to be massively expanded. Any traumas that you have related to natal Venus in Sagittarius are also going to be expanded. So this is a great time to really dig into love, money, relationships, and see what shows up for you in your whole life, to really just dig into how it's showing up everywhere. This is a time where you get to reset. Whenever you have a return of a planet, you get to reset the energy. And so this is a really powerful time for you in particular. If you have a natal Venus in Sagittarius, very cool. Maybe I'll make a video separate just for that. Natal Mars in Sagittarius you're going to see how you transform as far as taking action in the lens of relationships, exploration, travel, and money. If your natal Jupiter is in Sagittarius, this is very fun because Jupiter actually rules Sagittarius. So that means that you are going to get just extra. Jupiter is so extra. It's so extra. And so is Sagittarius. And so Venus, whenever Venus is conjunct to Jupiter, that's lucky. Like it's considered the most lucky thing in a chart if Venus is next to Jupiter. And so basically, if you have Jupiter in Sagittarius and Venus is in Sagittarius transiting, that's really lucky for you. And I don't know, I would just be so interested to see what kind of great, wonderful stuff shows up for you in the area of relationships, exploration, travel, and money. Woohoo. And of course, if there's a bunch of trauma around the Jupiter energy of your chart or the Venus energy of your chart, I think it probably could show up as not that lucky, but I think overall it should be a pretty lucky experience. I mean, it should just be pleasant. Like it should be a fortunate, good feeling experience. Jupiter plus Venus just lends so much optimism and positivity and receptivity. I just think it would be very good. Natal Saturn in Sagittarius is going to have you experiencing your karma through relationships, exploration, travel, and money. So in those areas, you're probably going to see some returns of consequences. Anything that you've put out into the world that you haven't gotten a consequence back on, you'll probably get some consequences back through this Venus energy. And that's probably going to be a good thing, I would guess, although it doesn't have to be. Like it would just depend on the energy that you bring to your own chart. Because I'm thinking, wow, Venus transiting your natal Saturn in Sagittarius, like, wow, maybe you'll just get a bunch of money, like a repayment of the debts that you have lent out to other people or this kind of thing. It could also, it could look a couple of different ways. And so you'll just have to see what consequences of past actions show up and if they're positive and negative, and just keep an eye on it. Natal Uranus in Sagittarius, I would expect that you'll experience some surprises showing up in your relationships, exploration, travel, and money. And since Sagittarius is kind of a fun energy, Uranus is associated with disaster and catastrophe, but Sagittarius is really fun, and Venus is considered a positive planet. It's a benefic planet. That's the word for it. And so, I don't know. I just would hope that you get some really positive, pleasant surprises. If your natal Neptune is in Sagittarius, you may experience some illusions and delusions relating to relationships, exploration, travel, and money. So as we go through these next couple of weeks, if you have Neptune in Sagittarius, you are just going to want to keep your eyes on where have you been deceived? Where have you thought something was true, but it wasn't true in terms of your relationships, travel, and money? And how that sounds, it probably sounds bad, but it really doesn't have to be, because I'm thinking of examples where like you thought that this person didn't like you, but then you discover, no, they have loved you the whole time, that kind of thing. That would be a definite, like, transiting Venus over your natal Neptune in Sagittarius. That could totally be a manifestation of that. Well, guys, we have about a full month of Venus in Sagittarius. And so this is just a big invitation to experience extra freedom and authenticity. So again, please consider liking and subscribing and joining me on Facebook at Intuitive Healing with Ali Duzette. We work with these energies to heal our bodies and minds and spirits, and it's so fun. And thank you for being here. I'm always so glad when people hang out with me on the internet. I just think that you're the super best. And so thank you so much. And I will see you later. Bye.